We're starting today in Vancouver near the I-5 bridge because we got a chance to talk with Washington's two U.S. senators about how much money the feds may be able to kick in to replace this bridge. It's going to be a huge project. Right now, the price is between $6 billion and $7.5 billion, and we're told that could go even higher. So far, the states of Washington and Oregon are kicking in $1 billion each. The feds are expected to kick in $2.5 billion, although that might go higher. And then the rest is going to be left for people paying in the form of tolls. Well, about that topic, a lot of people don't like the idea of paying for tolls, so I asked Senator Maria Cantwell about that, and I was surprised by her answer. And nobody wants to talk about it, but tolling is something that our viewers talk to us about all the time. Are you concerned about what that might end up being?
Well, I'm leaving that to the mayor. You know, personally, I think it's a very important corridor that you want it to flow as unimpeded as possible. And that's why we've worked hard on things like freight and others to improve that. So, but I'll leave that to the mayor and the region.
On our show, we call that a pivot, ma'am.
No, it's kind of, they're the impacted people and they need to make the decision. I mean, I think you should leave it as unimpeded as possible.
So no tolls?
Well, I think that this is, you know, there's lots of things that are working today, but let's see how this proposal works and how it pencils out without it.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, without tolling?
Yeah, let's look. They'll have different ideas, and let's see what it looks like either way.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay.
That's very nice. That does not mean there will be no tolls on the new bridge, but it's not a small thing when one of the key Northwest senators pushing for federal money says something like that.
We are going to go out on the bridge and we're going to go into the mechanical room.
Senator Cantwell and Senator Patty Murray were in Vancouver in part for a tour of the aging I-5 bridge. It's more than 100 years old, which is why the push is on to build a new one. But this project is much bigger than it sounds. If it gets to the finish line, something both senators insist will happen, the new I-5 crossing will feature 3 new bridges and 7 new interchanges. Interchanges are those on and off ramps connecting to the interstate. The 3 bridges will be one northbound across the Columbia River, one southbound across the Columbia River, and then a new bridge from the Oregon mainland to Hayden Island. Touring the bridge is a real adventure. It's hard to tell you exactly what it's like walking on the catwalk next to vehicles going 60 miles an hour and more, separated only by a cement wall, but it definitely gets your attention. I joined the tour as we went up into that mechanical room. It's the place where the motors sit that raise and lower the bridge when something tall needs to pass underneath. The steel floor beneath our feet shook almost constantly as cars and trucks drove across the bridge. I asked Mark Gross, the bridge manager, how the vibration and shaking affected the steel in the bridge.
The steel handles it just fine. The electronics don't like the vibration. But the steel, you want to feel vibration with steel because the bridge needs to be flexible. And it's designed to be flexible.
Later, he showed us the grease, which is used to coat the massive steel cables that raise and lower the bridge. The cables are a total of 6.5 miles long, and he said it cost $40,000 a year just to get this specialized grease. Later, Senator Patty Murray sounded confident that the federal government would pay up for the new bridge.
I can just tell you from the federal side that we're going to do everything we can to try and meet the estimate of what we need. I mean, I go back to what I just said. When Senator Hatfield and I first started this, I think it was estimated at $2 billion. And look what time has done to us. So, yes, prices have increased, inflation has increased. This project is not going to get any cheaper, and that bridge is not going to get any safer. So we're going to do everything we can to make sure we meet the goals that we can.
Senator Cantwell was even more direct. She said there are billions of dollars still available in a federal mega projects fund that she played a key role in creating back in 2021. It's to help build things that will help the economy of entire regions.
So I would just say that the $600 million out of basically $5 billion shows that the federal government was committed.
Yes.
And so they're in now. They're in. And so once they're in, they're going to want to see it done. So out of the $12 billion that we put into the bridge program, about a few billion, I think we still have about $9.5 billion left in that. So I think that the region, as long as we answer these questions about how we're going to decrease the commuting time, which is true, and it's a huge value, how we're going to move freight, which is a huge value, how we're going to make this corridor that goes all the way from Canada down to Mexico more efficient for our whole country, my sense is they're going to say yes to the bridge program.
By the way, there's another big chunk of money the bridge leaders are waiting for. It's expected to come from that Mega Projects Fund. Today we heard that we won't know if it's coming until sometime this summer. In the meantime, work is continuing. If you drive across the bridge, you'll see that barge that was in one of the last shots there anchored nearby. Well, it's drilling core samples from the bottom of the river to see how deep steel beams will have to go to hit bedrock. Those beams will then support the new bridge. Finally, we want to hear from you. What do you think about all this? What do you think about the cost? What do you think about the tolls? What do you think about, well, whatever you're thinking about? Send us an email, will you? Let us know. Communicate with us. The address is thestory@kgw.com or call and leave a voicemail. The number is 503-226-5090. We really do love your input. It's one of the things that really makes this show unique in the country. Keep it coming. You help make our show better.